Hello, welcome everyone to lecture number 39 of Fundamentals of Computing. This lecture is on computer viruses. In this lecture, I will cover computer viruses, types of computer viruses, common signs of a computer virus in the system, virus versus malware, worms, trojan, spyware, adware and ransomware. What is a computer virus? Computer virus is nothing but it is a malicious program that makes your program not to work properly. Suppose you have written a program for addition, but it is giving what the result of the division and multiplication means other than the addition. So, it means what? It modifies your program, or you can say destroys your program. What it is actually intended to do is not performed after affected by the viruses. In the case of a viruses attaches itself to another program or writes on the back of another program to facilitate reproduction. These computer viruses are different from other self-reproducing software because they enable the virus to reproduce without the operator's consent, and these computer viruses can corrupt the data, delete the files, steal information or even slow down the system. It can be distributed by using the pen drives or by using the infected websites, or infected websites means what? If you have downloaded some software from the sites that contains the virus, it is going to affect your system. Emails, in the case of an email, the attachment may contain the viruses. If it is downloaded, then it may harm to the files or the programs or the softwares of your system and the other means. There are different type of computer viruses. It may be boot sector virus, resident virus, network virus, multi-partite virus, file infector, direct action, web scripting virus, browser hijacker and overwrite viruses. These viruses should be removed. Why? Because this causes the harm to the data in the sense what? It may either modify the data or the information, it may either delete the data or it can steal some important informations or the data from the system where it has attacked. So, the removal of these viruses should be done. And before to deal with the what type of viruses are there, we should know how many types of viruses exist. There are the different type of computer viruses that exist. These are resident virus. It is nothing but it is stored in computer's memory and can access the memory of the computer. So, it can infect other files when opened by a user. Multi-partite virus, it uses multiple methods to infect and spread across computers. It can infect a computer's boot sector, memory and files. It is very difficult to detect and remove this virus. Another category of a virus is a direct action. It is an executable file that accesses the computer's main memory and infects programs, files and folders. Browser hijacker, it changes the web browser setting and can redirect to malicious websites without the user's permission. Another type is a overwrite virus. It is dangerous virus. Why? Because it can delete or replicate the content of a file with its own code. So, it is very difficult to handle this. Web scripting virus, it breaches the web browser security by injecting web pages with malicious code. File infector is a type of a virus that infects executable files by copying their malicious code into it and is spread across computer system. Network virus, these are very dangerous because they can infect the entire network, and this virus can spread through internet and transfer to devices connected to the network. Boot sector virus, it infects the boot sector of a computer system and it attacks when the computer is turned on. So, this is all about the different types of computer viruses. So, when we know the different type of a computer viruses, then another questions comes into the mind, how we know that my computer system is affected by a virus. So, what are the symptoms, what are the common signs of a computer virus in the system? These are, firstly, if the speed of your system is reduced, means if it is working very slowly, then it means that it is affected by virus. Second, pop-up window. If unwanted appearance of pop-up windows on the system or web browsers comes, then this is also an indication that your system is affected by computer virus. Frequent crashes, if the device or system crashes frequently, that also indicates that there is a virus in your system. Self execution of a program, it means what? Unknown programs executed themselves in the background without the user's knowledge. You have not executed it, but it starts executing by its own, then it is also one of the sign that the virus is present in the system. Another sign is a bulk emails, that is, if bulk emails are being sent from a user's account. So, this symbolizes that, or this indicates that there is a virus in the system. Unusual activities, if it is performed, like password is changed automatically, or it automatically log out from the system accounts, these are the unusual activities. Although you have not changed your password, but it has been changed by its own, and if you have not log out from the from that, but it automatically log out from the system account, then it means what? It is affected or infected or affected by the computer virus. Another indication is what? Changes to the home pages, that is the unexpected changes, like changes to the system home page or any changes in the browser settings. So, these are some of the common signs. If it appears, then this means that your system is affected by a computer viruses, and that viruses may be of any type that we have discussed earlier. There is another term, that is the malware. So, what is the difference between the malware and the virus? Malware is nothing but it is a broader term, and that means any type of malicious software and it refers to any software designed to harm or exploit computer system, networks or data. A virus is a type of a malware because it is designed to harm or exploit computer systems, networks or data, but it is that type of a malware that replicates itself. So, there are various categories of a malware. These are virus, worms, trojan, spyware, adware and ransomware. So, let us discuss about all these the different type of malware one by one. Before going into that, I would like to tell you why these malware are harmful. Because it is because of the consequences that occur because of the malware. What are the consequences? It may lead to the data loss, financial damage, system crashes, identity theft and reputational damage. So, because of that the protection is required. These are going to harm the data as well as the information in the network. There are different type of malwares. First malware is the worm. Worm is nothing but it is a type of a malware. From here you can see it replicates itself or propagate from one computer to another. It spreads across a network. Some of the example of a worm are WannaCry and I love you. These worms are having the same characteristics as the living worms that we have, lickworm, tapeworms, that also multiplies itself and they also propagate from one environment to the another. When it enters into your human body, then it replicates itself. Similarly, these worms that is a type of a malware, this also replicates in the computer system where it enters and it can propagate also from one system to the another system. It causes various problems like system crashes. Crashes means what? The system becomes unresponsive. Bandwidth consumption, it slows down the system, that indicates that your internet connectivity is slow, but it is not because of that, it is because of the worm as it consumes network bandwidth. So, in that case it is slowing down or overloading a systems. Data corruption, it can damage or delete a files. Another type of malware is a trojan. So, you can see here it is a horse type symbol. So, it is also known as Trojan horse. It is a type of a malware that disguises itself as a normal and legitimate program. It requires user interaction to spread and often appearing as harmless or helpful downloads or attachments. Once it attacks, they can cause, attacks means what? Once it is installed in your system, they can cause various malicious activities like stealing a data, spying on the user or granting remote access to the attacker. There are different type of trojans. Backdoor trojan, this grant remote access to the attackers. Exploit trojan, it exploits vulnerabilities in the software. Rootkit trojan, it hides other malware on the system. Banking trojan, this targets the banking information, and downloaders, it downloads other malicious software. So, this is all about the trojan malware. Next one is the spyware. Spyware, it is a type of a malware that enters a user's computer without their consent and gathers data like personal information. The attackers then use the personal information of the user and sell it to the advertiser or data collection firms for their profit. Examples of spywares are keyloggers, adware, password stealers. It is distributed by installing deceptive software, phishing attack, drive-by download. Another type of malware is adware. So, you might have feel that you get a ad like if you click over here you can win, hot sales are there are free items which are available on this website. So, these are the adware. This is also known as advertisement supported software. This comes with what these type of ads. So, what it does? It generates revenue for its developers by automatically popping up adverts on users screen, like here you see you won hot sale free this. It generally pop up unwanted adverts. Another type is ransomware. Ransomware is what? Yes, you have a data, or you can say your file is there, but you are not able to open it as it gets encrypted by the attacker, and the attacker demands a ransom for decrypting the file so that you can access your original file. Attackers typically spread ransomware through phishing emails, malicious websites, or other malware. Example of ransomware is WannaCry and NotPetya. So, it is nothing but it encrypts a victim's data and demands a money, or you can say ransom payment for decrypting it so that you can use it further. So, its primary goal is to extract money from the user. So, these are the different type of malwares. So, in this lecture I have discussed what is computer virus, what are the different types of computer viruses, and the difference between the viruses versus malware, and obviously the different types of malware. The viruses or it's a malware, it causes what? These harms your useful data. It can lead to the misuse of data. Especially it is very dangerous in the case when one deals with the financial data, that will lead to the financial loss. It can delete or corrupt your files or the data. So, in that way these are what we can say, these are the unwanted programs. Obviously, it is a software. So, and there are the various signs or the indications, means if these type of activity occurs, then it symbolizes that your system is affected by the computer virus. If the speed gets slow, if some pop-ups comes up without the users, without the knowledge of the user. So, that is the case that your system might be affected by the viruses. It may also corrupt or modify your files and data. That is again the sign that the system is affected by viruses. So, this is all I have discussed in this lecture about the computer viruses and the different type of malware. Thank you.